Now that you understand the basics of rhythm, let's learn the names of the notes on the keyboard. While sitting at your keyboard, be aware of your posture. A piano keyboard has 88 keys. If you're using an electric piano or a keyboard, then probably you won't have a full 88 keys. The relationship between the white and black notes are called steps. These are half steps, from one note to the very next note. Two half steps make a whole step. Right now, let's learn the names of the white notes. Starting with the white note farthest to your left, this is an A. Say the first 7 letters of the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Repeat them over and over, assigning each letter name to a note, like this. Now you know all the names of the notes on the keyboard. The trick is to learn them out of order. Notice the groups of 2 black keys, then 3 black keys, all the way up and down the keyboard. The note name to the left of this group of 2 black notes is C. We call this particular C middle C because it's in the middle of the keyboard. Find all the C's on your piano. Now look for the group of 3 black notes up and down the keyboard. The note to the left of the group of 3 black notes is an F. Find all the F's on your keyboard. Now turn this tape off and do this with every one of the 7 different keys. Don't go any farther until you are familiar with the location of every note. Now that you are familiar with the keyboard, let's learn the note names on the staff. Every note on the keyboard corresponds to its own line or space on the staff. The key and the note are matched, and that's how we read music. The musical staff is composed of 5 lines and 4 spaces between those lines. We always start from the bottom line or space and count up. The grand staff is composed of the 5 lines and 4 spaces in the treble or G clef, which the right hand plays, and the 5 lines and 4 spaces in the bass or F clef, which the left hand plays. Bar lines divide the staff into measures with a double bar at the end, signifying the end of the piece. A brace combines both staves to complete the grand staff. Not every note on the keyboard is included on the grand staff, only this G to this F. If you notice, the notes are in the same order, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc., as the keyboard keys. We have to know these notes out of this order, so let's divide this grouping of notes into lines and spaces. Lines and spaces for the treble clef, and lines and spaces for the bass clef. Let's learn the bass clef notes first. These will be played by the left hand. Bass clef lines are G, B, D, F, A. Bass clef spaces are A, C, E, G. We're going to use some sentences to help us learn the order of these letters. The first letter of each word represents a note name. Use these or make up your own sentences. Bass clef lines, great big dogs fight animals. Bass clef spaces, all cars eat gas. The letter names for the treble clef lines are E, G, B, D, F. The letter names for the treble clef spaces are F, A, C, E. You can use this sentence for the treble clef lines. Every good boy does fine. The treble clef spaces spell the word face. Use these sentences or make up your own. There are three letters not included in these sentences. They are B, middle C, and D. These three-letter names fit in between the treble and bass clefs. I mentioned earlier that not all notes on the keyboard are included in the grand staff. These extra notes are added above or below the grand staff on ledger lines. The following is an example of notes selected at random. See if you can name them. First, notice which clef you're in, then whether the note is in a space or on a line. Then check which number of line or space it is on. Say the sentence and figure out the note names. Let's do one line of notes, then you can do the remainder. If you need any extra rehearsal of naming the notes, buy some flashcards or a note speller. In the first example, the note is in a space, the second space, and we're in the treble clef. The second space in treble clef is an A. The second note is on a line, because there's a line running through the middle of it. It's on the fourth line. The fourth line in treble clef is a D. The next example is in a space, the first space. The first space in treble clef is an F. The next example is on a line, the third line. Third line in treble clef is a B. The next example is on a first line. The first line in treble clef is an E. The next note is in a space, the fourth space. The fourth space in treble clef is an E. The next example is in a line, the second line. The second line in treble clef is a G. The next example is in a space, the third space. The third space in treble clef is a C. The next example is on a line, the fifth line. The fifth line in treble clef is an F. The next example is in the space below the first line. The space below the first line in treble clef is a D. Now going on to the next line, you notice we have a bass clef. Bass clef and treble clef are not the same thing when it comes to identifying the lines and spaces. I'll do the first four and you do the rest. Bass clef, third line, D. In bass clef, the fourth space, G. Bass clef, the first line, G. Bass clef, the third space, E.